Guys, guys, what is up, guys? I hope you're doing well. Because check this out. Do you know, like, do you know what I just did, guys? Like, I just bought a Model S, guys. Oh my gosh. Ah, what? Literally, this has been my geek dream car since 2019. And I'm in it. Like, and I got the keys to it, dog. Like, what in the world is going on right now? What? All right, so this is awesome, guys. Like, literally, this doesn't make any sense, guys. It does, but it kind of doesn't. But we didn't know we were going to end up here. All right? We did not know. Oh, shoot. We already driving a little bit fast. We'll slow that down. What in the world? Ah! Look at this big old screen. Can y'all see this? Oh! Look at me just cruising down the street, though. Going down the street. Okay. I feel like I need to offer some type of explanation. But I'm really just like, this is the testimony, guys. I get to drive this car. This is amazing. But here's the thing, y'all. I came into this year, this calendar year, like, man, how can I turn expenses into incomes? And I was thinking about cars. I was like, I'm gonna buy some beaters, like fix a couple little things, you know, off Facebook Marketplace, sell them for more. Here's the thing though. One, super high anxiety because the cars, they're bad. They're bad cars. And it's stressful to have an electric scooter in your trunk because you never know if your car's gonna start or not. Like, that's stressful, right? But also, you know, I still need to talk about my whole financial story, and it's gonna take a while to get there. But, you know, this year I'm paying off a lot of business debt. And with that, like, even if I'm driving a beater, if I have $4,000 in this car that's a beater that I'm driving, like, that's $4,000 that could be paying off high interest debt, but instead it's just sitting inside of a vehicle. And so literally, like, I'm walking away with this Model S. I actually did buy this car. Like, oh my gosh, 95,000 miles. Literally. So I'm walking out with this Model S, financed, no money down. So the amount of my cash in a car is about to go down by $4,000 by trading out a junky town for a Model S. And get this, guys. I know you're like, hey, but insurance is gonna be more and all that. Yeah, it will. Like, of course, it'll cost more over time. But the government also, because I got this for, you know, 24.6 or something, like, I'm gonna get a $4,000 federal tax credit. So I make, you know, cash wise, I make $4,000 up front because I can get rid of the beater. I make another $4,000 when I file in 9 months. And so we're $8,000 free off the jump, right? And then, guys, next level layer. What's a better way to make money on your car than trying to flip a beater and having to put way more into it and ending up underwater on it, and all the while dealing with so much stress in the midst of that? How about you drive a Model S and then you rent it on Turo? You know what I mean? Like, this might literally pay for itself. What? Like, what if I could make 500, 800, $1,000 bucks? Probably not 1,000, but like Like, you know what I mean? Like, the rental income from this car might actually pay for the car. But even if it doesn't pay for it fully, like if it covers a chunk of it, then that's still like at the end of the car note, like I still have an asset, you know? So anyways, I literally made this move inspired by financial conservatism. And then of course you got the gas savings and stuff, but the gas savings is kind of a wash because insurance is going to cost more, you know? So I don't know. And electricity ain't like that cheap. But, oh, we got a little beep beep because there's a semi truck in the left lane. Did y'all hear that? Wow. We're actually driving this thing. All right. I'm not trying to give financial advice over here. I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to have, let's say, you know, whatever, $25,000 of debt. If I'm going to have $25,000 of debt, which I have anyways, what would make more sense for me to be paying the percent that I'm paying on this car for that debt, or the percent that I'm paying a seed funder or a business investor for that debt? Like, it's the same 25. I'm like, and this is a lower rate. So, and it might even like literally be a free 25 if it pays for itself, but it doesn't really need to pay for itself. Because also I just feel like so blessed by God to even be here. Like, what in the world, man? What in the world? I gotta figure out how. Oh, there's my range. Okay. I was like, wait, how do you know how much like mileage you have left? Okay, we got some mileage left. Not that I'm not struggling with range anxiety yet, guys, but I do need to buy a charger for this thing. Pretty sure I need to buy one of those. And of course, sales tax. You know, there's a little bit of out the door cash, but not 8,000 out the door. No way. So we feeling good. We feeling good. We feeling so good. So last week, I was introduced to this idea of like the Lord speaking through nature. And it's interesting because, you know, I come from the people that hear God, you know. I'm one of the crazy people that believes in that. But I've actually never really heard of that or like really considered that. I have considered like God is a big and marvelous and wonderful creator, and man, when we get out in nature, like we can be in awe of just his magnificence and power and attention to detail, for sure. But I've never really thought about like he can speak that way, just like he can speak to you through people, through signs on the road, like it, you know, and of course all sorts of other things. But less than 24 hours after I'm introduced to this idea of like, hey, just have your ears and eyes open. Like, what if God's trying to say something to you, you know, like through the nature that you're in? Like, what would it be that he might say? And I need to make a separate video because there are some other things that he spoke that were really cool. But one of them that I'll mention in this video, I still can't believe I'm driving this car, but like 5 a.m., I'm kind of pacing up and down this driveway in Tennessee, and I'm about to head out to a coffee shop to spend some more time with God. But I am just kind of outside praying a little bit, just kind of walking and talking, and I look up, and the moon is like this full moon, like almost full, and like deep gold, like just the most golden moon I've ever seen. And I was like, whoa. And if you know me, you know, like me and the Lord, we've had a lot of conversations in the past several years about finances, and I have felt frustrated at him for things not going exactly how I thought they would, and like I thought he said, and yada yada. So I see this moon, and I'm like, okay, Lord, like if you were speaking right now, like that would probably, like gold usually resembles money in the Bible, like that would probably be you saying like, hey, I'm going to provide like my promise is still alive, you know? And so I'm like, wow, thank you, Lord. As soon as I think that thought, like, this is probably God saying he's going to provide, literally in the distance to my right, like this group of coyotes in the distance just starts like cheerfully howling to the moon, right? And I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. And then on the other side, this rooster starts crowing. And then behind me, like, this bird like rustles in this tree right behind me. It was almost like this just assembly of nature, of God, like confirming my interpretation, basically. So then I'm texting Megan at 5 in the morning. I'm like, this just happened, it's crazy. 90 seconds, maybe 120 seconds goes by. I look up, the moon is gone. I'm like, what? That's crazy. Like literally it was just in this moment, like just then was this window that just so happens to be these minutes that I'm perceiving this from God, and like if I had been out there sooner or later, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. And I would not have been out there that soon. I just woke up naturally at like 4:30. And so like I wasn't trying to get up at 4:30. That's not what I wanted to do. But I was there, and so maybe the Lord woke me up so that he could speak this to me. And so, let me bring it full circle. Why is this in the Tesla video? Because this morning, so a lot happens in the past like 24 hours that leads me to this opportunity, like this deal, this opportunity for this car. At first I was looking for like a big car, like just, I'll just explain it. Like I was gonna get like a brand new car for like $42,000, like the most I could get approved for, and I was like, I'm just gonna drive this for a month and then sell it, and then basically I'll just get this free personal loan at a lower rate than I would normally be able to qualify for. Like I literally had a deposit already paid on the car, like brand new. I'm like, this is so funny, this life that I live. And then I realized in talking with the dealer, I'm like, wait, you can't do that. Like when you owe money on a car, the bank holds your title. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's collateral. I can't sell it and turn this into an uncollateralized personal loan. Like, you only get the title once you pay it off. So I was like, dang. But then I was still in this place of like, but I still need like a reliable car, because this beater that I got is like causing me too much anxiety, etc. And I want to get the money out because I want to pay people off, stuff like that. And so then this deal comes my way, and I'm thinking about it. I'm talking with Megan, I'm talking with God. This morning, I'm like thinking with the Lord, I'm like, Lord, is this really like, is this you? Because I'm also like learning a lot about, like I'm trying to receive love from people and from God, and I haven't really done that much in my life. It's a big takeaway from my past week, is I have like a love problem. And so just like this literally being my dream car and it actually making financial sense, I'm like, what? Like, would God actually let me drive that? You know, like, so that felt like maybe this is from him, you know. And I'm going, anyways. So then like a big hesitation was like social shame, but like you can't do that, but I was like, man, but I don't want to live according to social expectations and standards. And literally this car costs like a fraction of what I paid for the truck that I drove. Not that was like a cheap truck, but you know, a Model S probably is a little bit more like, elicits probably a stronger emotional response from people potentially, or raises eyebrows, whatever. And so another big theme from this past week is God's like trying to free me from trying to live, just like letting people control my life, basically, and being willing to be myself. And so that was a big piece. I'm coming back to the moon story, okay? Another piece was like I've been saying, I've been mad at God, I've been mad at some people, like feeling frustrated about why things haven't gone how I thought they would go. And I have felt a little bit like a victim So I'm like, man, if I get this Model S, like, that's like suicide to my victimhood. Like, I can't, like, no one will have any sympathy for me ever again. You know, like, because I'm just going to be the 29-year-old that drives a Model S. Like, what a tool, you know, like, or not necessarily a tool, but like, oh, he must be doing like super great financially. Like, that's the last person that would need any help in that area. And so it felt like risky and hard to like give up the victim narrative, and like I will actually have to let it go. And so that felt like a peace. And so then I'm walking out my door this morning as I'm talking to God, about to go get some coffee and just kind of think it over before the boys wake up. And as soon as I open my door, boom, standing right under the tree right in our front yard, a bunny just looking right at me. And he doesn't run away, like he's just peacefully chilling there looking at me. And I'm like, what? Okay, so back to this whole nature thing. I'm like, God, if you were talking through nature, what would you be saying? And immediately I thought about that moon. Because if you don't know, like in like folklore, like often the kind of the coloration on the moon is described as looking like a bunny. And so it was like the Lord reminded me of that, and just this promise to provide, and like it's going to be okay. I also, the only other thing I felt like he said is, it's just a car. So like I don't have to make it a bigger deal than it is, or hyper spiritualize it, or whatever. And so here we are. Crazy. And I'm a little bit late to open up Common Goods. So let's go sell some stuff. Hey, hopefully you're encouraged. Thanks for listening to part of my story. I didn't know I was going to share that whole story. I thought I was just going to make a 2-minute. I just wanted to capture a little bit of my emotional state, because of course that wears off in like 3 days, you know. Like, you know, it's like the dopamine hit is like when you're shopping and when you make a purchase. It's not in like using the thing that you buy. So don't buy for dopamine, guys. It's an expensive way to release positive chemicals in your brain. There's better ways. All right, enough life lessons. Yeah, just thanks, guys, for following along. I have got nothing more to say. I just got some more giggles to get out before I get out of this car. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon. That's all I got for y'all today. Life is worship. God is love.